What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of My Ego App Fantasy. Today we are looking at Lost Premier Fall Groups. And Fall Groups 2022, of course. Um, HLTV's version is not yet out. So HLTV Fantasy is not yet listed here. It's probably gonna take some days longer. Depending on when they release Fantasy for Blast Premier Fall, it's gonna take either I'm gonna make a real video or I'm not, because I'm actually leaving for a holiday, for a trip to Croatia in like a couple days. I think we're flying on the 17th. By the way, didn't talk about it yet, but we've moved, so this is gonna be the background of videos in the future. Yeah, just filming this from our like kind of living room and my office space kind of room. Is there something else? Not really. Yeah, let's just get into it. So I haven't really followed CS too much. Like, yeah, I made a video for HLTV's We Play Academy League, but I don't know, did I even make a video for playoffs? I'm not sure. Maybe not, because I think, oh yeah, I didn't have time. I just posted a tweet. Just go to my profile. Yeah, so if you didn't see my HLTV fantasy team for this one, this is what I went for. But I believe Ninjas lost in like their first round, so didn't go too well. That one either. Not that I really cared too much. I didn't follow the We Play Academy League too much after ENS didn't do well enough to qualify. But with the new season starting, and I'm assuming that Blast Premier is gonna be the first event of the new HLTV season, I will be putting a lot of effort into that, and of course also putting effort into the Ego App versions of my videos. But going into this event, I guess I could talk about which teams I think are going to do the best here. Let's just go group by group. Of course, for Ego App, I'm assuming that we have a wipe token for the post group stage. Let's go make sure that's the case. If you didn't know, here you can check out the prices. So pretty good looking prices, honestly. I'd love this Navaja knife Doppler. Would be actually kind of sick. The other skins are looking pretty nice as well. Not so sure about this one. I'd rather use my other A1S than this. This is a cool one. I've always liked Frontside Misty. This is a very cool one. I don't know if I've ever seen Starlight Protector or paid too much attention to it, but that's a very cool skin as well. Yeah, knockout stage wipe. So there's gonna be one wipe token after the groups. I'm just gonna go over the rules just a bit here, I guess, because it's been a while since anyone's played Ego App Fantasy either. So you have these three phases: building phase, edit phase, lock phase, which I like as a change. The only thing right now is that with the new phases, a lot of the time you want to have one permanently benched player, which is not ideal in my opinion, but it is what it is. Point system goes like this, and now the new point padding. Do we have point padding? Yeah, this is a better point padding. You get point padding based on their average score throughout their tournament. I think this was already a thing in We Play, and now also here, which is better. It's just what HLTV does. Yeah, if there isn't an average score, we will provide static points. This is what they had usually for every round, but this is now better, in my opinion. It gives a bit of it gives you points based on how good the player actually is, instead of like a random static amount of points. Point system pretty much the same. captain feature still gets 50%. Then we have 2 cells for tournament. So as always, you don't get to get new cells after the first stage or anything like that. So one important thing to note with any Ego app is also the order and the schedule, because of the lock phases and other stages. So first, it's like one group a day, I guess. Group A final, consolidation final. Yeah, so it's one group per day that is played. And then we get to the knockouts. So if I'm it kind of has to be that you sell here. Like after the first day or for 2 days, you probably have to sell. That's very weird for the way this works, actually, is that we play one group each day. But it's gonna be interesting. Then we have knockout stages. It's just... So what about benches then? How do we bench is the first question, because that's really one of the main things that's gonna impact our lineup building. So how do we want to use the bench? We probably want to have a good bench player, because we want to bench after day 1 a player that has already played all their games. So we want to have a more liquid lineup, more of a lineup where we can make actual decisions with the bench, which is great actually. This is like a prime example of a stage where this version of tournament, this version of the bench mechanic of the phases is really shining, because you get to actually make decisions about which players you want to buy. That works very well here. I guess now we can talk about which teams I'm gonna think are gonna do super well here. So if Vitality are playing with Spinks, because they're not playing with Misuda, right? I mean, they have to do well, right? It's such an upgrade. It's an incredible upgrade to have Spinks instead of Misuta. Other teams like NIP is probably pretty good. Astralis is pretty good, but I think you have to take the Vitality gamble. I don't think it's OG, but they are best of ones. It's like anything could happen in these best of ones. It's actually crazy. In any case, you always want to have the team that wins it throughout the group final. You want to have players from those teams, generally speaking. It could be any of the teams, honestly. I don't think it's OG. I think just because of getting Dexter, it's not like the biggest upgrade. I think it's an upgrade for OG. I think they're better than they were with Mantu. I think Dexter is just really good, but I don't know if they're good enough. I mean, they could be good enough. I don't know. It's really gambly in this like first event after the summer break, because we don't really know how practiced each team is. But I would gamble on Vitality just because of like if they have Spinks. Do they have Spinks here? Yeah, they do. So I kind of like this from Ego, where they are kind of making exceptions. Like, we don't 100% know that Hooks is playing for G2 yet. There's no official announcement from anywhere, but he is listed as a G2 player here. I would assume JKS is also listed as a player for G2. Or is he? No, he is here. Yeah, we already have Spinks as Team Vitality, although that's not confirmed. So I think those are pretty good decisions made by Ego App. I like that we can kind of have these players already. And if somehow Alexi plays instead of Huxi, for example, if something falls through in their deal, then I mean, just swap in Alexi for Huxi. I've rambled on way too much. I'm sorry if you only want to see my player picks and such, but it's actually the first event. I need to kind of build it up, right? talk about my thoughts a bit more, because I haven't done that in a while now. Navi, Complexity, G2, Liquid. It has to be Navi. I honestly think Navi just wins this, even if they don't have Simple. I think Navi is just too good of a team, even if they are playing without Simple, which is kind of crazy to say, but just like Bit and Electronic are just so good. Perfecto is a perfect anchor player. Who else? Sam Young just plays very well in his role, has done everything that's needed, and I think he's probably a player that's ready to kind of step up if they need it. And then Head Trick, if he's coming in, was pretty okay when he played. So if you don't know, there's just like kind of a, I don't know if it's a rumor or a confirmed thing that Head Trick might be playing instead of Simple, at least for this event. Other notable, like, it's not Complexity. Even if they have Holzerk, it's just not good enough against the Navi. G2 could hit like a honeymoon thing here. It's possible. Liquid as well with Yakindar. These are best of ones. Things can happen, but I still favor Navi above everything. FaZe, EG, Heroic, Pig. So this is kind of the most predictable group in my eyes. The only changes are like there's EG has changes, but it just doesn't matter. Having Hext and Neilhan coming in, I don't care. I don't think it's gonna be good enough with this lineup, especially against FaZe. But like, no. Heroic actually, I think, are kind of my underdog pick for this entire event. I think they might actually do super well here. And Big have brought in Keto instead of TZN. Probably fine change. I think it's just gonna be pretty much 1-for-1. I don't think it's gonna make them better or worse, really. Would be interesting to see if it absolutely like works out super well for them, but okay. So first day, do I want Vitality players? I probably do. Who do I want from Vitality? So it needs to be a real 6-man lineup here. Who are like some cheap players who I think are undercosted? Keto might be undercosted here, but I don't think I'm gonna pick him. Dupree's probably undercosted. Who else is undercosted? So it's a really cheap player for him. So it's like, yeah, Magisk is 159. I think Dupree is undercosted in this. I think he's gonna play better with Spinks in the lineup. Yeah, heroic players are usually pretty inexpensive, but I need to kind of pick. So I'm probably going like 2 Vitality, and then selling the Vitality players after day 1. Or maybe Heroic or Navi players. And I need to swap as well. So, let's see. Who is like undercosted? Who do I think is like these are pretty fair prices. That's the problem. These prices are pretty like I can't see anyone who's like super undercosted here. Like maybe Config a bit undercosted. Nexa seems pretty overcosted. Res is actually Res and Broland. So what do we feel about NIP? Do I want to go for an NIP gamble instead of Vitality? Is it the NIP angle? It could actually be the NIP angle now that I think about it more. I actually kind of like that, just going like Res and Brolan. Because even while bringing in Spinks, I think the structure that NIP has is just probably better. NIP are a top 10 team in the world. Astral is somehow number 4 in the world right now. Like, actually incredible that they are number 10 in the world. I don't understand how they are number 10 in the world. They're not, I mean, number 4 in the world. They're just not that good. I don't understand this ranking at all. Yeah, I like this quite a lot. There's no other players from NIP I'd want. Like, there's a chance you want to go Esetag. Esetag's been pretty good for them. And he's oping. We might swap for Esetag eventually. Yeah, I'm going with NIP. For day 2, like, what we can do is after day 1 we bench the Vitality player or bench the NIP player and sell the other NIP player. Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Which team do I want to go for from Group B? I think it's gotta be Navi. I think it has to be Navi. I don't think it's G2 or Liquid or Complexity. It's just that players are not cheap. It's not simple. Bit is not, like, if I go Bit and Electronic, how much do I have? Not enough, probably. Then we have this, where I want to probably go double Heroic if that's possible. So if I go Cadian, if I sell one of, it's probably Broland that you sell. And then buy asset tag. So we have one, we actually have pretty good money here. Do we have like, we do have Stavn money. So how would this go? We would after day 1 we would like bench Esetag and sell res, and we would like perma, so we would perma bench Esetag after day 1, then sell res for anyone from Navi. So we would have like 162 or what? Is there anyone we can even buy for that? Like Sandayang or Perfecto who we could buy. Man, I would love to buy Yabi there. Is there like a better way of using our money? I do love going bit electronic. This works. Well, maybe you go for not Staven, but if I want to permabench asset tag, it actually makes a lot of sense to have asset tag. So I do like that. I do like Staven more than any of the other. There's like Zaiwu who we could have, but I do like Staven. Staven's been insane. Is there like 160, 156? Yabi's 159. Where's like all the other heroic players? This is 170. Shush is 167. Why is Cadian so much cheaper than the others? I'm not quite sure. I think he's still pretty much on par with others. But yeah, so day 1, Captain Res first of all. So remember to always Captain. So Captain Res and keep it like that. Then after day 1 we sell Res, bench asset tag, and buy up a player from Navi, or at least a player from this group B. It could also be like a G2 player, for example. 160. But it needs to be a player that plays on day 2. I think that's pretty important. It could be Perfecto, just sell Res by Perfecto. It's not like the best use of our money. I don't know what would be a good use of my money in this case. It could be Samdayang or Perfecto, either one. There's just no like G2 player who I would... Like, how expensive is JKS? JKS is too expensive or what? Yeah, 167. I mean, we can double sell. No, but then you'd have to sell Esetag as the second player. Doesn't really make sense to double sell. But if I buy Perfecto, then after that I should still be able to buy with the second sell, because we can sell like Electronic or Bit after day 2. So we'll be able to get like, for example, like a ROPS. Maybe even a Brokey. But I'm pretty happy with this team. I think that's how we want to do. I'm just gonna, just in case, I'm gonna swap around Cadian and so we're gonna have Staven here and Cadian here. Not that cheap. Where's Cadian? Here. Yeah, I'm happy with this team. And then we want to captain Res. So basically the idea, as I kind of have been mumbling about here, sorry if I don't make myself very clear at all times, but this is my lineup for now. Res, captain, and Esetag playing on day 1 because of the way the matches go here. So the first group is played in its entirety on day 1. So I'm gonna put some faith into NIP. I feel like they are the second strongest team in the group, even though they're only like ranked 3rd best after Astralis and Vitality. I don't think Astralis are as good as their ranking says. I think they're like decent. I don't think they're good enough. I don't think they're as good as NIP. Although anything could happen, of course, because it's best of ones. And then Vitality. I mean, I could have gone Vitality and then just like... But I think a lot of people are going Vitality. This is also kind of separating me from other players. But yeah, NIP plays the games here. After day 1, sell Res, bench Esetag, buy a player from Navi or one of these teams, bench Esetag for who? For Cadian? No, just permanently bench Esetag, I guess, is the idea. There's no way I can have more players playing on a day, I don't think. I think it's just 3, it's like the best way of doing it, yeah. And then, or I don't even sell Res on day 2, and instead I double sell Electronic and but then it might be better. Like we could double, no, but I'm happy with this. I think it's better to go kind of spreading the like I don't want to have 4 players from one team or anything like that. I think 3 players is better. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I will be making, hopefully, the video on HLTV's version. I'm kind of just eyeing it always when they're gonna actually release Blast, HLTV's Blast. If they release it within the next couple days, I mean, when is it starting? August 19th. Usually they should release it pretty early. I think the reason they haven't released it yet is, number one, they have to like announce the upcoming season, and number two, there's so many uncertainties yet still. Like Vitality hasn't confirmed Spinks, Navi haven't confirmed Head Trick, G2 haven't confirmed JKS or Hooksy, Liquid has confirmed Yakindar, and I think that's it. But those are like uncertainties, pretty big uncertainties in terms of who they're gonna actually put available. But yeah, I will be hopefully making the video. If I don't get to make a video, I will be at least putting a tweet out on my Twitter page where I'll say, hey, I couldn't make a video again because I'm actually traveling, and it's pretty impossible to film a video when you're traveling on your phone or anything. I've made that once. It went okay-ish, I think. I just kind of took my mobile and with a selfie camera, I took a video. It still should be up on my channel somewhere, from like about a year ago, where I just took a selfie video of me talking about my lineup and the choices I made and why I made the choices. I could make maybe something like that, just for a couple minutes on the airport or something, but we'll see. Hopefully I can just make a video. Either way, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, remember to leave a like and a subscription. That really helps my channel out a lot. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.